Rate increase. Is it time for your company to have a rate increase? We're going to talk a little bit about that today. Hi there, I'm Angela Brown, and this is Ask a House Cleaner. This is a show where you get to ask a house cleaning question, and I get to help you find an answer. Now, today's show is brought to us by housecleaning360.com. Not only can you find great house cleaners there, but if you're moving into a new area and you need an interior decorator to come help you with the drapes and the fabrics and the different lampshades and the carpets and help everything blend together in your new space with the color schemes that you have, or you'd like to start a new color scheme altogether, housecleaning360.com is the place for you. All right, on to today's question, which is about having a rate increase for your house cleaning business.
Hi, Angela. My name is Holly. I have a cleaning business. I just work solo, and I have been doing so for about 10 years. My question today is about rate increases. Is it okay to raise my rates with my existing clients? If so, how much of an increase is fair? I've been going back and forth. I've never raised my rates. My expenses, say with fuel, increased even like a year ago when I moved further away to a town further out from most of all my customers that were at one point, a couple blocks away from me. So I just wanted to know if that was something that is professional and okay to do to increase my prices with my existing customers. And I would love to know your feedback and get an answer to this question because I'm so torn. Thank you so much.
All right, now 10 years is way too long to go without having a rate increase because it is really important that you get the money that your company deserves. Now, when we start out in the house cleaning business, we encourage people to start at a lower rate for a variety of very valid reasons. But when you very first start your house cleaning business or you start your business with a particular client, even if you've been in business for a while, it's very important from day one to set up the fact that within 1 year you will have a price increase. And by having a rate increase within 1 year, that preps the customer to know that within 1 year, if I like this particular house cleaner, I'm going to end up spending a little bit more money. Now, at the end of the year, you can always choose to keep the customer at the same price if you so choose. But they are already prepped and they are expecting a rate increase. So then when you give them a rate increase, there's no surprise. The other benefit of doing that is if the customer, for example, becomes very high maintenance on you and you're charging them a lower rate, if you know and they know you're going to be charging a higher rate, then there's also a little bit of flexibility in there as to how much you're going to raise your rates. Now, you asked, what is a fair amount to raise your rates? Well, if you'd had a series of rate increases over the years, that would, be something different. But since you haven't had any rate increases in the last 10 years, I would start you out with 20%. And 20% is flat across the board, a very good rate increase for your business because it's very affordable and it's not going to shock anybody. But that's going to bring you closer to where you need to be in the community of people whose houses you clean. All right, now the price of gas did go up. So did the price of cleaning supplies, so did the price of everything, okay? Everything increased over the last 10 years. And so in order for you to raise your prices on your customers, you ask, is it fair? Yeah, it's more than fair. And no one is complaining. When you go to the grocery store and they raise the price on a gallon of milk, you don't go to the shopkeeper and say, well, you raised your price on a gallon of milk. Like, what's up with that? I'm just not going to buy milk anymore. You don't do that. You just say, wow, I guess I got to pay a little bit more money. And then you ante up the money and you pay the price, right? When the gas prices go up, you don't go in and talk to the gas station owner and get all upset that they raised their prices. You just kind of scratch your head and say, well, I guess I got to pay more money for gas. Everything has gone up over the last 10 years and it's going to go up again. So how often do you raise your prices? Well, my suggestion is that you train your customers that on an annual basis, you're going to have a price increase. Like I said, you can always decide at the last minute that I'm not going to have a price increase this year and your price gets to stay the same. But if you prep your clients for a price increase every year, at the end of your renewable contract, and we're assuming you have renewable contracts that end every year, if the price is too high, the customer can decide not to go with you at that point. But at the end of every renewable contract, there are so many things that are at play. Whether you like the customer, whether you get along with them, whether the workload is what you originally signed up for, the price, are you getting paid a fair price for what you're offering? And so if you have a renewable contract at the end of every year, that's a perfect time to initiate a rate increase. So is it fair? Yes, absolutely. What do you say to the customer when you raise the price? Well, you just come right out and you say, hey, I'm having a price increase starting January 1 or whatever the annual renewal date of your contract is. So if it's May 31st, then it would be May 31st. And if you have clients that you picked up all throughout the year and their contracts end at the end of every year, then you have a rate increase that continually happens all throughout the year. So it's not like you're scrimping by on money until the end of the year and then boom, come January, you're going to raise your rates. So it's not all the way across the board. It's a rate increase here and a rate increase here that's going to help keep the cash flow healthy for your business. So is it fair? Yes, absolutely. And how do you do it so that your customers don't get angry? You just let them know. And for your customers, you're going to say, man, I haven't had a price increase in 10 years. I wish I could go for another 10, and unfortunately, I can't. So come January 1st, I'm going to be raising my rates 20%. I know that that's not going to even flicker on your radar, but I just wanted to let you know so there are no surprises. And if you just take an assumptive close like, hey, it's no big deal, then it's going to be no big deal to the customer. But if you make it a really big deal, and I hope this isn't too much of a challenge on your budget, and are you still going to keep my business and all these things? If you're uncomfortable about it, it's going to make your clients uncomfortable as well. And what wasn't an issue to them is now going to become an issue. So if it's uncomfortable to you to ask for more money, go and stand in front of the bathroom mirror and practice your new prices in front of the mirror over and over and over again until they just roll off the top of your tongue. And until you can announce them with pleasure, like, oh yes, your $200 will now be $200 and whatever it's going to be. But raise your prices already. Okay, that's my 2 cents for today. And until we meet again, leave the world a cleaner place than when you found it.